Good morning and welcome to another video by Russia UK. Okay guys, this is good news. Anyone who's starting work right now, like today, Friday morning, I'm in my car, you guys really need to open your app now, because what you're going to be confronted with is free cash from Uber as soon as you open their app. They're calling it the appreciation rewards. The free cash. Now we're going to be talking about that a bit more in this video, but firstly and sadly also at the same time, there's already conspiracy ideas floating around. If you're in the Birmingham pages, we're Facebook pages, there's ideas that Uber, because Ola is coming into the market in the next couple of weeks time, Uber are basically giving free cash away to drivers so they stay on their platform and work for Uber rather than Ola. And the other one, this is a funny one actually, in London, on the MyWhip Facebook pages, they're saying basically MyWhip is launching another car, another gold car onto the market, and that might put pressure on Uber. Would you believe that's what they're actually saying? In return, what I've said to them was, look, you know, shouldn't they be actually removing a car from the roads rather than putting one on? And in return, I've got kicked out of their Facebook pages. But all is not lost. So let's carry on with this video. Right, on my last video, I was talking a bit about how there's behind the scenes there's a loyalty program Uber carries out, but that was more towards the riders. So has Uber really turned the corner and starting to be a bit loyal and rewards their drivers, and hence the payment we have got right now? And the answer to that is no, they're not. This is completely different altogether. This is a one-off payment, and what for is basically because Uber will be going public in the next couple of weeks or a week's time, whenever it is. And this also has been done by Lyft, who went public last week. They had the same sort of incentives that they're giving to drivers just before they went public. But the good thing is Uber one is a lot more superior than Lyft's. So you would have read in articles on newspapers, magazines, and you would have heard that the shareholders of Uber are turning into instant millionaires, and in some cases billionaires at the same time. The IPO is valued, they'll be going public with a valuation between 100 billion to 120 billion dollars. That is phenomenal, probably the biggest IPO that will be happening this year. So the problem is here is how do you value a gig economic company, especially when there's no real asset attached to it? So what you do then, right, you actually value the people within the company, i.e. in this case it would be the drivers. And so this is how they created the loyalty reward structure based on what the driver has actually done for the company. So let's be fair to Uber, they really didn't have to give you this bonus, but they are, and we're really appreciative of that. Now you might be thinking, well, how have they come to the figure you've actually receiving? And they've given the explanation on that email you would have received as well. But what it is, they got into three criteria here for paying you out. The first one is volume, second one is time, and the third one is activity. So for instance, if you look at the top tier one, where they're paying you the most, 6,790, I think it is, to qualify for that, you basically have to be doing over 20,000 jobs for Uber. Now that's a lot of jobs as well at the same time. So, and then obviously the second criteria falls into place as well, which is the time factor. And for you to do 20,000 jobs, you know, you are talking, if you're doing 100 jobs a week, and you've done that 50 weeks, that's 5,000 jobs per annum you're doing. For you to qualify for 20,000 jobs, obviously you'd be looking around doing 4 years of work for them. So there's a bit of a loyalty built in there as well at the same time. And also at the same time, they want you to be quite active using the platform. And one of the things they've done there is they've made sure that someone has logged in from 1st of January this year till the date today. So, you know, if you have met criteria 1, the 20k, and criteria 2, the time factor as well, you know, you probably have done 20,000 and everything and not worked for Uber for the last 6 months or so. So that would have knocked you out of getting something from them at the same time. There's also something called good standing, which I'm not really sure how that works. Is it rating related? Well, I'm not really sure. Or can it be something with where there's deactivated drivers who actually meet all the 3 criteria, where they meet the volume, they meet the time, and they have been quite active, and they probably got deactivated in the last couple of weeks ago. So does that mean they don't get anything from Uber? So let's also talk about the payout, the table, the structure, the payout structure. And that is purely volume related. If you've done 2,500 jobs or more, you'll be entitled to £80. For 5,000 jobs or more, it's £380. 10,000 jobs, £760, and over 20,000 jobs will give you the top tier of £7,590. The question to ask here is that a fair reflective of how everyone should be paid? Is it fair, really? And the answer could be not really. I mean, I personally don't think it is. There's a huge gap, especially from 10,000 jobs to 20,000 jobs, from £760 to £7,590. So if you're one of these unfortunate drivers that probably done just over 9,000 jobs and basically didn't make the 10,000 jobs, you know, that is very, very bad. But in life, you know, you win some, you lose some. The other factor as well, what they've done is they've just said everyone who does 20,000 jobs, and there's no time structure to do that 20,000. So for instance, what I'm trying to say here, in America, Uber's been established well over 10 years down there now. There's a lot of the drivers, you know, you could easily do over 20,000 over the 10 years doing part-time work. So they'll be, you know, qualifying a lot more down there than over here in the UK. And the same thing in London. They've been there for over 6 years. You know, there's a lot of the drivers. There've been far more payouts in London, for instance, say in Birmingham, where we've been only been established about 4 years. The other thing also at the same time, this is a global rollout. It's not America, England, wherever. This is happening wherever Uber is. They have decided to give a bonus as a token of loyalty to its drivers. So, you know, there's nothing to say. This is purely where you are, and you're the only ones that are getting it. So let's also conclude this video for now. And I'll have my final thought on what I think what's happened. In a way, it's been quite sad for a lot of us who have been with Uber on this long journey. And it's quite sad actually, because it's all coming to an end now. It's coming to an end as a private company. This company is going public. What would be the main differences? You know, I'll try and do another video on that, but there is a lot of differences. You know, other people asking, will there be, you know, is this a time to actually drive more for Uber because of what they've just showed us, you know, a bit of cash? Will there be more incentives? And, you know, we don't actually know yet. Obviously, there'll be a public board. There'll be, you know, will be represented by shareholders. There's going to be a lot of reshuffling on the directors board as well. There'll be loads of new ideas that's going to come towards them. And also a lot of new competition as well. So the likes in Birmingham of Ola coming as well. So there should be a lot more incentives that should be coming our way as well at the same time. But you know, it's quite sad. Uber's come to an private end, but you know, we don't know what happens when they actually go public. But till then, until the next video, I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye now.